Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, welcome back. For those that pull back up with me this afternoon, are y'all having a good Saturday so far? I know it's just like what, 2 o'clock? But usually everybody's kind of like getting their day started, taking the kids out to do something, or meeting up with their home girls, barbecuing something. It is definitely nice outside. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, and don't forget educational purposes. It's always something educational that you can take from these stories. Hey, Venetia, baby. What up, goddess? Hey, Siri, what's going on? So, as we know, and as I'm concluding, and I mean wrapping up for now until I get some other stuff that I'm waiting for, but um, to the city of Detroit, as far as the judicial system, the Nazir Harris case is closed and done, except for, hopefully we'll find out where she really was and things like that. Not so much of what he did to her, but just, finding her body. Hey, Mama, what's going on, Mama 80s? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Big Mama Pooh. Hey, TT. Hey, let me just, but before I close my conclusion down, right? Before I get to my conclusion, hey, sweet honey, I couldn't skip over certain things. Shout out to Projects Incarcerios. Shout out to you, Project Incarcerios, right? He's in the courtroom. And he's in there with hidden cameras and shit. Like, fucked me up. Like, how do you get through like that? But shout out to him. Shout out to him. Hey, Mia. Hey, Tom Warp. Hey, Sage. Hey, Takesha. So, he's telling us at the beginning of this video, like, hey, got these hidden cameras and you could tell, but Frank didn't know. And I kept asking y'all, Karen B, what's going on? Happy Saturday. Hey, Candy. What up, TT? What up, Samad? Hey, Brinley. I don't know, y'all. I wanted to set up a goal, you guys, for this video, but YouTube is tripping. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, if you like to purchase super sticker, super chat, membership, grab a membership. Grab a membership, okay? He must got them TT glasses. Who do, Big Mama Pooh? Feel free to do so. Don't forget to hit that like button, okay? And share the video. So, boom, it's still the only, like, it's still certain parts that will, of this, of all of this, the emotions of everybody in the courtroom when Janiyah spoke, for sure, will forever go down in history, with the Nazir Harris story, and hopefully opening revenues for more voices to be able to speak out, okay? Hey, Jamia, what's going on? Hey, look, guys. Hey, Miss V. So, hey, honey, 5K, what it do, sister? Thank you, Brinley, baby. Thank you for grabbing that green jacket, girl. She said in the courtroom. Then Tijuana. Tijuana. She said, loving the hat in my favorite color. Yes, and I got my rider pants. Shout out to my girl Jelly Bean out. And it's gone on the pants leg. And my rider's on the back of the shirt and the pants right here in the back of my left pants leg. So shout out to my girl Jelly Bean. But bitch, gone on today. Gone just. It's just one of them gone on days, y'all. I get like that. Hey, Vibrate. What's going on, Georgia? Happy Saturday to you guys. So, we got Tijuana coming up. You say, yes, I need that ASAP. Okay. It was hurtful. Such a Virgo, what it do? And as Sean B said on Shanks Live last night, giving us a piece of her. A piece of the story. Thank you, Nikisha, baby. What up, 80s Blessed, baby? And Laquanda, thank you for the Cash App last night. If you watched this or whatever, Laquanda, if you're out there, thank you so much. Hey, Yana. So she did give us a piece of her and a piece of the story, because I never got to find anything about Jarvis's family. Looked, yes. I'm like Shank. I was one of those that felt like the sister could have did more. That it was guilt and some more stuff. Thank you, Samad. Hey, Annie, baby. Merch looks good. Thank you, Tammy. And for the life of me, with everything that's going on, people want to hold on to those little bitty things. What others thought of others, I still feel the same way. Do I think her message was heartfelt? Yes. It's two different things. Having empathy for someone who's been through sexual assault and then their brother to committed to not just many children, but his own. Her message was heartfelt. Her message will carry on forever. And then boom, Annette gets up there with her theatrics. She got Marquita talking about the electric chair. I don't think anybody cared. I expected everybody that I thought would be in the courtroom. Hey, Shacey. But that one person that took me was Frank. It that's one part of the story that I just can't let go. That will forever tug at me. But I figured it out. I did. Cause you know when something just keep tugging at your heart and it just keep tugging at your heart, you're like, what the fuck is it? I can't let this part go until and boom, projects and caserias pop up. And Time Warp's like, sis, they put it in the Discord. Did you look in the Discord? It's back there. I'm like, let's watch it together. So the girls was like, yeah, y'all got anything to do? Anybody? I'm drinking a cut water. I'm talking like a motherfucker. I'm high and I'm drunk. Out these cut waters. I was so mad when Granny Monster spoke like a bitch. Stop, girl. Such a Virgo child. Grammy nominated. Hey, Paris, baby. Grammy just gets the Grammy. Give it to her. Okay. We watched it in immediately. I'm listening because you know one thing Bree said last night was you have to pay attention to words. Sometimes you even got to go through the preliminary and the transcripts because you just might miss something and not miss the big something. Talking about showing their feelings at the beginning. This ain't Lemon Drop Gate. This is the beginning. Hey, LaDonna. If her and that's a wig, Oscar. Okay. Rhapsody, what's going on? I don't know if I said hey. And I got the Russian. And I knew it had a creamy taste, but I didn't know it was cream like color too. Hey, Empress Cherry, what's going on, Bookie? Hey, Mother Four, what's going on? Keita. So I said, stop right there. What did Frank just say? You know how you in a setting? It's just in a setting like in a church. You're not gonna say certain things. Right? You just don't. You ain't in church like, yeah, motherfucker, shit. Can't wait to get the fuck up out of here. Shit, it's hot as hell in here today. Got air conditioning shit. You're not. But what I caught Frank saying on this hidden camera, Frank, you definitely came to send a message. I want y'all to hear this video with me. But it is so much more to untangle in his video. Again, shout out to you, Projects and Casarios. I hope I'm saying it right. I am a little tainted right now. I ain't trying to cut what everybody has said. They're strong. Already, you still. It's like a cream, like you drinking a cold, like like a little coffee cooler, like you know what I'm saying. That's what it's giving me, like a cream flavor. Hey, Passion. So let's get into these videos. There's a couple of things to break down that I didn't catch. Hey, Mini Baby. Drop my bookie, Miss Mini coupons link, you guys. Please go over there, get those coupons, especially on Saturdays. That's when she really gets out and she does those coupons. I know a lot of y'all want to save right now. Everything is super expensive. I know y'all want to get those free products and learn for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. Go over there and get that tutorial on how to get $5 off your purchase, which is always good because you're getting something free. Hey, Patricia, what's going on? Yeah, yeah, Patricia. Frank, mad he got exposed because LaDonna, think about it. Was it almost like a even this? Then I'm just putting a little. I'm putting 20 on 10 here. Hey, knee baby. Hey, Angel. Hey, Vic. Happy Saturday to you guys. Let me play. Let me just give y'all my version, right? Where has Frank been anyway? You gotta always go back to the beginning. Why was Frank never questioned? And that's always gonna be a question in the back of my mind from the beginning. It was always words in Isaiah, but that question is okay. When once I learned where it started and stuff to give me a head. Hey, Melinda, baby, this was horrible and a waste of time. Frank absolutely sent the message, Miss Natty Wig. Okay, but once we get to the preliminary and the transcripts come out, Frank's not at the preliminary. Continue strength to your sweet spirit. Thank you, Nene, baby. Frank's not at the preliminary. It's looking like, well, where are the key people? Oh, you gotta wait till trials. So trials supposed to come in October. We like, okay, longest wait ever. Only for them to change the date to the trial, and then more victims are coming out. Why the fuck have we not heard about Frank? Frank gets uncovered for who he is and what he's got going on in Detroit. Part two. Everybody started looking into Frank. Everybody started remember going into the mechanic shop. You see subscribers saying, I was there. Yeah, they had the same charges. But at the same time, that never came to my mind. Like at first, I'd be lying. The thing about Frank was, has y'all talked to the owner of the establishment to see if kids have been there before? Has he seen kids? At least seen kids before. Hey, Latasha Jackson. I kept saying Frank Akeem, Frank all along. Why y'all not asking the owner of the shop, has he seen this man with children there ever? Only for Frank to come down 2 years later and on this court date, why? And say to Maisha's moderators, do an interview with them and say, women used to drop kids off up there all the time. Women used to drop kids up there off to him all the time. He has the money, the means, and the connection. It was a couple other things that was peeked out in her too. Having a mechanic shop with no gas can raise eyebrows. Hey, Miss Doc to you. Okay, well, good morning to you, Miss Doc to you. My daughter used to stay in Cali, so yes, definitely 3 hours behind. She put it on Instagram. So she put it on Instagram. Okay, that co-workers was creepy, exactly, and why the Frank the owner shop never asked about. But you say that today because it's okay. They can't do double jeopardy with Jarvis, Can't do nothing else now. It's over. So women used to drop their kids off to Jarvis all the time. But King said that. Hmm. But who else's kids? We'll never know. So what? So what? Was he trying to say? They were giving their daughters to him, A Rain, but you don't know her and you don't know anything about anything. Don't know who, Vic. Insurance purposes should have been a no. Why didn't he stop it? Absolutely. Absolutely, Marion. That's a good one. You know kids ain't supposed to be in no shop for insurance purposes. That's for any kind of business like that. And then you might see the owner, if it's, you know what I'm saying, of the shop, take their children there. But it's not like, you know what I'm saying, working, if they're doing a summer job and stuff like that. Vic, what are you saying wow to? Didn't even ask the boys to go clean now. Trafficking, he told on himself. Right, you don't know who the mothers are. He said it was all kind of women dropping kids off to him. But again, it goes back to Shannon Jones. Why wasn't this asked? Why didn't y'all find the owner of where this sexual assault, took place at this first shop per Brooklyn? Two incidents actually happened at this shop with Brooklyn. Don't forget, she said the first time it was her, Naziah, and Janiyah. Second time she said it was her, Janiyah, and Juju. Hey, Ashley. You can't even sit at the shop as a boyfriend and girlfriend. You can't. For legal reasons. I'm upset. Sorry about blurting out. You're fine, V. So, still no Frank. Getting to the transcripts, you don't see Shannon Jones. I'm not looking for Frank's preliminary. I'm looking for Shannon Jones to say everybody she spoke to, even though that was just the preliminary. We never found that about Kippy. Nay. Thank you, thank you. We never found that about Nay. We'll never know who that mystery number was. We'll never know why Jarvis called Shannon that morning of the night. Well, going into the 10th that night. He called Najee. But Frank, where has Frank been? We had someone who said that was his daughter, his baby mother, drop down, thank you, Candy sis, and say, I'm the baby mother, Frank, woot 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 woot, whatever. And they disappeared. And then another number two. They say Frank, when Maisha's moderators is up on Shanks, they said, yeah, Frank was blurting out shit, motherfucker, fuck you. So one of the mods pointed out and said, ain't it funny how when Shannon and King Kenya got into it, the judge spoke up, ordered in the court, had them removed. All this times he's been under wraps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, passion, absolutely. They said, Time Warp said, the judge never said nothing for all the outbursts they said Frank was having in there. That caught my attention too. From day one, when Lateef got on board, shout out to you, Lateef, straight up. Lateef said, follow the money. He said, that's all I can say. Hey, Yakaya, baby. Happy Saturday. Nice seeing you. He said, follow the money, regardless of what else happens in this case, he told us to follow the money. Did Angel appear? Not that I know of, Moj, but hell, he got so many. We've looked at so many baby mamas. Hell, would you even know? Like, mm. I mean, like, would anybody even know? Or was you looking for the main characters, the Shannons, the Nets? Keeping their asses CCs, they can't brush it away if demand accountable. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Miriam. But Time Warp paid attention to that, was like, if he had all them outbursts, why didn't the judge speak up like he did for Shannon and Kenya? And I think I heard Toot say he had an outburst. He was having outbursts. He was saying things to Jarvis. So that stood out to me. That stood out to me. Tim, if you want to drop your email, if you're comfortable dropping your email, she said, can somebody send the whole court session to her? She missed it. Or y'all can drop the court session link in the chat and she can grab it. So let's get into it. Hey, truth is, she said, well known on that side. Life been life, Miss Parker, my mom. Oh, Yakaya, you're so welcome, baby. Good luck with everything, okay? Praying for you and your mother and your family. I know how hard that can be. Miss Parker, my mom, made a point to be that the judge ordered HIV testing. And I think that was too much. They talking about the transcripts being a much. He has to have HIV testing. Hey, Chrissy, baby. I don't know. Hey, T lady. All right, let's get into this video, y'all. I want y'all to hear it just like I heard it, and it fucked me up. I couldn't sleep last night at all. I told the girls, I was like, I'm talking about this. I am talking about this. You said what in a courthouse? Are you cool? Yeah, Yakaya, it's my bitch gone on merch, and it's got my gone on the pants, and then on the back of the left leg it's got riders, but I got riders on the back of my shirt too, guys. So if y'all need some merch, just let me know, okay? Merch, and I got my gone on toboggan on too. Gone on, just gone on. So this is by Jelly Bean. Shout out to Jelly Bean. Thank you, Jelly. Shank even said that is lit. He's like, why are you just not wearing it? That is lit. Okay. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Listen to what yeah, TT. Thank you. Thank you, Kenny. Listen to this video and listen what he said in the courtroom. You user. Let me tell y'all something. Let me let y'all listen first because I'm too anxious. Oh no. Exclusive, I think. Okay.
So taxing.
Now taxes is so free.
Guess what? Project de Casarillo was at Jarvis Bus Sentencing. Today we got exclusive videos that no one has. If you see somebody with the videos we got, sue my channel because no one has the exclusive videos we got. We got secret cameras hidden that caught video that no one else could catch. We were in the courtroom. We caught up with everyone, and we was with the number one villain. We caught the number one villain coming in, and there was outbursts, crying, people trying to charge Jarvis. That's right. Someone tried to charge Jarvis. But first, let's look at this outburst by this family. Shut the fuck up. That's right. You heard the outburst. We got the outbursts. We got exclusive interviews with people that you would have never known. We got the owner of Frank's. Plus, that testimony by what's his name, Drew firing his owner. He charged Jarvis and he had to rush him up out of there. We got the exclusive. Also, the testimony, the victim impact statement by Jarvis Bus' sister brought tears to her captain. All this today on Project Castle and other secret stuff, watch this whole video from beginning to end.
When I tell y'all, seeing Frank walk through there that close, walk in that close, it creeped me out. It did. It did. It creeped me out. Hey, Morgan, what's going on, sister? You said something. Yakaya said, but why were they naming all them kids when court first started? He didn't just do what he wanted to the girls because they named a few boys. Did they? Because I missed the beginning. I'm at the ER, one of my grands. Praying for you, Tammy. I put some prayer hands for Tammy's grandbaby. I hope everything is okay, Miss Tammy. Tawana Alley Carter said, everyday people have a hand in the cruelty of children. Child, how I'll allow anger to make me forget to okay. Hey, Didi Love, what's going on? Just think about it, guys. We watching Frank, one of the biggest names at the beginning of this, because his shop is where these cruel incidents took place, where they thought they worked. We got to remember these girls thought they was working. They mentioned boys as well. Shut up. I missed that. What they say, LaDonna? I was so out of it. I was into it, listening, trying to catch up on everybody's videos and stuff. And but y'all know, but look, Vivian, think about it. Frank knew he couldn't get to Jarvis. And anytime you go to assault someone, do they just kick you out or do you get arrested? I don't know. But he knew he wasn't going to be able to touch Jarvis. To me, it was a further sign of something that we heard prior to. Let me get to that video. It was somebody that spoke out about some things. She said a lot in this video, but she said something that was chilling. Chilling. She said, I recall the mention of little boys, and so did the sister. Wow. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? How can I get your t-shirt and hat and whole thing? TT, can you drop Jelly Bean's information again? When the virus came out, his attorney was mentioning a lot of kids' names and asked the judge to correct the last names because they aren't a buds. Yes, I think his son as well. Yes, he did his thing. You never been in Michigan courtroom. Trust me, it's possible. Okay, Tiny, thank you. While they're correcting names, okay. But still, that outburst. I'll get to that. Let's finish getting into this video, and then I want y'all to hear what he's gonna say.
Don't miss a bit. You're going to be delighted and seeing things that you've never seen in any other court date. Let's go. There's a lot to digest in this video. Take your time and watch it all.
Here we are. We walking up to the courtroom today. Jarvis bus go to court today. Y'all see it. It's right there. They got deputies everywhere. A high-profile case. Deputies outside. We're about to go inside and get exclusive coverage for you all. How you doing? There used to be a time in Wayne County you couldn't bring your phones in, but just you could bring a phone in there. I'm gonna have to turn it off for a minute while I go through the metal detectors. And know that Project Caseríos got you. Got the cover for
Jelly Bean.
We down here
you guys
at the courthouse.
See her merch.
You notice that. You see, I'm not down here. Look at that. I'm not down here. I'm down here. I'm down here. Look at the case number. Look at the case number. Look at the case numbers. Look at the courtroom.
And I always felt like, too, you guys, I always feel like this was bigger than what we thought. I think for me, and let me say not we, me, what I thought, because it was just how the case was being handled. And I did my research on Kim Worthy. Hey, Erica, what's going on? Happy Saturday. I was doing my research on Kim Worthy, and I could not get past the Diddy allegations for one, because that turned out to be um, a whole big trafficking ring within itself. A whole trafficking ring. And so much more. And then the crazy part about it too was the dates. Hey, Mocha Marley, when you go back through some of the dates, you guys, and just do this on your own time. Or if somebody else talks about Nazaya again and bring her story up, go back through some of the things that you read. Because it was something in this video that I'm right finished showing you guys I missed that Shannon said. That you said, Shannon, and that was the beginning of you showing how much you didn't care about this girl and how jealous and envious, and I could understand. But you're not understanding the age of your niece. It wasn't like your niece was grown and did what she did and did you dirty. So yeah, it's a lot, y'all. It's cases will forever be a lot of, like I said, unanswered questions and things in the back of your mind and stuff that we'll forever want to know. But it's some stuff that's just common sense. Al, I said it was trafficking from Dad Shannon saying from Jersey. Isn't Kim Worthless still under investigation? And don't forget, Miss Tammy, when she locked up that young man, and the real killers came forward, they locked them up. And the real killer said, I don't know why she still has that young man in jail. We've told everything about everything, like how they did it, who was all in the house. And when they asked Kim Worthy did, she kept him in jail for a few years later, you guys, a long time after the real killers was apprehended. And she said, light still shines another day. When they asked her if she had anything to say, it was somewhere along the lines of that. She said, light still will shine another day. But this young man was coerced by a crooked DPD department. He was coerced to say he took some lives that he knew he didn't take. And he had to spend many, many, many years behind bars. No, he's currently at Moj. He does tours, and I think he wrote a book. I don't know if he's still doing tours and stuff, but his story is so inspirational, and it's something that we have to talk to our sons about. Like, I don't care how stressed they have you. You don't answer shit without an attorney. You don't sign shit. You know what I'm saying? I hope you can talk to that lady Tony that Vari stays with her daughter still hanging with Shannon after he told us. That's what I heard. So y'all get what I'm like. It's a lot. It's still a lot to it. But let's get into this. He's showing us court.
Look at the name.
Court.
Who down here at the courtroom besides Projects and Casarillos? I'm down here at the courtroom. I'm on the list. We'll be in the courtroom. We're gonna have exclusive footage for y'all today. Down here at the courtroom. Projects and Casarillos. Well, you'll notice that this is the 4th floor. And you seen it earlier, room 405. And downstairs is heavy deputy presence. So I'm thinking that when it's time to go to court, it's going to be all kind of deputies up here, making sure that people aren't getting too emotional, too excited. So we down here, a couple projects in Castellanos. All the citizens on dockets have more.
He's just showing the courtroom that he's going to the courtroom. Shout out to Tamar Liberty Smith, but Tamar Liberty Smith did that interview with Shank Rock. Maisha was definitely Maisha's panel on TikTok with Shank Rock, and the Petty Cruella was in attendance. It's something that stood out to me that Tamar Liberty Smith said, because that's something else that stuck to me for a long time up until today, from when I first started covering this case, was the fact that you wrote that post and you said that the family was sending you on a, you said that they were sending you on a wild goose hunt. I felt like they were sending you on a wild goose hunt. Hey Charlotte, thank you so much. If the witch Shannon Granny Monster Market are again, but don't get charged for anything, karma. So damn, I lost my train of thought. So going back to you said that the pictures, the clothing, everything was different. I'm gonna find that post, and I'm gonna read it to myself to go with what you said the other night. And at the time that y'all did the press conference, Jarvis wasn't a suspect, because remember that Detective Harris, Lieutenant Harris, or whatever he is, Officer Harris, just got you all the information over to Detective Shannon Jones. So on Maisha's platform, you said that Jarvis was sending them on a wild goose hunt. She said Jarvis was sending them, and Shank Rock always said that someone told him that Jarvis was talking. Because I asked Alicia to give me those dates of when they went to Clinton Township. What made them go to the water in Clinton Township? It's so much, she said, that we don't even know. Hey, Chrissy sis, what you doing, Bookie Boo? Love you. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my sis Chrissy TV, okay? Drop Chrissy TV's link, please. So we always knew there was more messages. How much money was passed around for this case to too many players in this game? Man, you hear me? Candy, that was the first thing I thought about. Because it took me back to Lateef when he used to say, follow the money, just follow the money. I don't know. Did she say she had kidney issues, Big Mama? Thank you, Valerie. Lewis said, wait, what's going on? What do you mean, Lewis? I'm just covering the something I caught that Frank is great to say. He didn't know he was on a camera, a hidden camera. And he said something. I was like, wait, what? Take that back to what Frank said. We're going to get into it. Let's get into it.
Court 203. I stand corrected. It's been moved to 203. It's been moved to 203. See, most people don't know that. You got to be down here to know that, because it was scheduled to be on 405. You seen it on the thing. It was scheduled to be at 405. Moved to 203. Let's go down to 203.
Now, as I headed down to courtroom 203, that's when all the drama began. The weeping, the crying, the fighting. And one man even tried to charge Jarvis during the courtroom, and I got exclusive coverage that no one else has. If someone else has it, sue me. No one has this coverage but me. And let's get to it.
Let's go.
Now, Annette Harris, the grandmother of Naziah Harris, was the first one to speak on the victim's behalf.
Look what he
And instead of talking about her loss with Naziah, she ended up talking about her loss with money. But
he's there. Listen what he said. Instead of talking about the loss of Naziah, she's in there talking about the loss of money. I don't even know this man. But I knew I wasn't the only one that felt it. Like, wait, what? Everybody speaking on it, like how you And all y'all papers was typed out. If y'all really go back and glance at all the news coverage, you'll see that it was typed out. Tijuana didn't have paper. Just got to call a thing a thing. Tijuana didn't have paper. Is this not showing the world again how much they didn't give a damn about this little girl? Like, it is sick, but it's like, are we really watching this? All but the sister. Yeah, I can turn it up. Yeah. Okay, I turned it up. You know what I'm saying? His daughter couldn't even hold up. Hey, Terry. Y'all make sure y'all drop Terry's link too. How you been, Terry? Happy Saturday. She did. She didn't have no paper. Nobody had to type that up. And boy, thank you, Projects and Casarillos. Because this is the people that need to be investigated. He's going to show their names. Because something that Janelle had brought to the table, which would be the CPS. And I think I was so stuck on certain parts myself that I missed valuable gems that was dropped. But shout out to Project and Casarillos again. He said family was more concerned about money lost than her.
Gentleman, I'm about to show you, charge Jarvis. He was trying to get Jarvis, and I had to interview, and I talked to him right before he did it. Listen what happened, what he said.
Hey, what shop you on?
Frank's on the east side.
Oh, Frank. Not the one. Not the one on Grass. I mean, not the one on Harper on Commerce. 9,000.
No, hell no.
Oh no.
The gas station?
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
That's
when I
right
fired him.
Yeah.
That's when I fired him, and he went work there.
Oh, he went work there after that.
Yeah. That's when I fired him out of the East One shop. Caught him stealing. So
Frank said caught him stealing. That's why I fired him from the shop. He said that's why I fired him. Now, I got to still try to make out, did Frank say he owned that one as well? Like, yeah, that's mine, but not the gas station. Or is he saying he doesn't own that at all? I got one of my girls looking into it, just for my notes. Not to go live about, but just, because I'm going to still go through this when all this paperwork and stuff comes out. I'm still going to. Hey, Shanta, baby. To be honest, I don't think they have a soul or heart. So honestly, I don't think they even know how to think, feel, or express care for anyone other than themselves. They don't even know how to pretend as facts. Hi, Isha, baby. Drop my sister Aisha's link and make sure y'all follow. Drop your links to TikTok and everything, Aisha. She's over there talking about Nancy Guthner on her channel. Nicki Minaj at one point. Go over there, check this out on TikTok. I agree with Tammy Cooper. He never fired that man, but it sounds good, don't it? Keita, you hear me? It was only right, because this project in Costa Rica hit on so many, like he hit the nail on so much stuff. Frank did not own that gas station. Yes, but did he own that shop, Minnie? Did he own the shop is my question. Caught him stealing what? But listen to what else Frank is great to say after this. Listen.
that's my guy.
Oh, stealing one for them.
Yeah, that's when I fired him.
He didn't want nothing like this crazy stuff.
I would have choked his ass, man. I already got a body on me. And it would have been the second body.
He said, I already got a body on me. This would have been the second body. Wait, what? Let me take that back for y'all. He said, I already got one body, and showed his arm. He don't know he's even being recorded. Slippers count, man. He said he was going to be the second one. Wait a minute. Wait, Frank, what did you just say? I caught that shit so fast since I said, hey, pause. That please. Did y'all hear what Frank said? I'm gonna take it back for y'all for a second. Let y'all hear what Frank said real quick.
I'm stealing. So that's my guy.
Oh, stealing one for nothing.
That's my fight though.
It didn't want nothing like this crazy stuff.
I would have choked his ass, man. I already got a body on me. And it would have been the second body.
It's the captain.
What? Frank in the courthouse? Not even knowing you being recorded, he said, I already got a body on me. Man, say, this was gonna be the second. Wait, what? I knew your ass wasn't there for no reason. I said, damn. I said, Shane, do you think Frank brought him into the organization? The higher, the higher ups that don't nobody believe in their organization. And Frank, I'm just asking Shane, because I'm at this point, I knew I heard what the fuck I heard him say. I said, God, he pointed that he got the body on his arm. He in court, on camera, in court. Certain shit you just don't say. This is a man of many businesses. This is a man of many businesses. This is the man who is video camera in one of Jarvis's pow charges. He's in the audience. Why was he watching Jarvis so close? Why did he feel the need to be at court dates for Jarvis? This one, I understand, but at the same time, we don't understand it because you've been absent. 2 years. A child has been gone, and you said you've seen mothers. Why didn't you report this? Because you've heard about Naziah's story. You only could because it always circulated around a place called Frank's. She was last seen with Jarvis Butts at Frank's. Naziah was never seen or heard from again, right? After Frank's. Nobody know whether she went into the hotel. She didn't. Nobody has heard anything since King turned his back and left her and Jarvis at Frank's. Frank, you have heard about this story. Your businesses were searched. Allegedly. Come on. I said, what did Frank just say in a courtroom? Whether even he knew he was being recorded, which he doesn't. And then he's so freely talking. He's having outbursts. Fuck you, you motherfucker. And we don't hear the judge saying nothing. I said, take it back a little bit, because Time Warp was right. The judge wasn't saying be quiet or nothing. I said, Shank, do you think Frank brought him into the organization so Frank had to see this through? I was just asking, because that messed me up all night. That I knew this man wasn't in there for the justice of Naziah. It's bigger than that. To tell some strangers you got a body on you, you already got one, and he was going to be the second, like, wait a minute. Jarvis has fucked up the organization. And as I kept going back through the videos, only the people in the courtroom would know, and I want to ask Maisha's moderators the emotions of Jarvis, not just from Janiyah, Did he hear Frank murmur the words, fuck you? Did it run down his spine when Frank called out his first outburst? Did it send brain waves that he knows what Rain of Fire said is going to be true? That he ain't going to make it? Because I want to play what she said, too. That's what I'm saying, Tanika. I had to roll it back, Tanika. I'm telling y'all. When Frank said it, it was with, it was stamped. It was stamped. I said, not that, wait. Because I have to put everything into perspective. He doesn't even know he's being recorded. And I already got one body on me. What? And then we'll just play it from her and we'll go. We'll take it from her, yeah. But yeah.
That's my afraid of.
You don't want nothing like this crazy ass stuff.
I would have choked his ass, man. I already got a body on me. And it would have been the second body.
It's the captain.
Now this guy was so emotionally charged, they had to escort him.
Shit. And he was going to be the second body. And this was going to be the second body. I said, fuck Project Incarcerios, man. Thank you. Because it was just like, I can't use the word closure, but for me, it was like, I knew it. Yes, Leisure. That's how I felt. After the video finished, I couldn't believe everything that he broke down and showed. I was like, shit. And I don't want to pull it like draw Nazia's story out. I don't. This is it for me. Like, unless I want to get on her and I get something new in my hand and I just want to go over with y'all. Because I do. I will. But after today, I just had to bring awareness to this video. Thank you, Leisure. He wanted to choke Jarvis. He done cost him big bucks and exposure. I said that they knew about what was going on and played a part of it. But in my opinion, Jarvis was reckless, doing the most, and told him, if you get caught, you're going down. JC, it's some stuff to think about. You're going down by yourself. And I said, and you think the people that's bigger than, because I said, it's got to be a round table talk. You bottom tours, you got to be the one to send the message. I just be thinking about the mob movies and shit. How the people that bought that person into the organization has to be the one to face that person. Because they brought them to the round table. Not saying that's what happened. But for him to use those words right then and there to this man on his camera, and this is somebody we've been wanting to see from the beginning, was Frank. I think the message was felt. I think Jarvis knew. I could kind of feel it. Just keep watching, going back through the pre just to see him get his charges, and kept watching it back. I could almost see that he felt that. He knew his ass wasn't gonna make it. We know Frank is bold in a court of law. Yeah. You don't have to explain it, so you can speak about Natalia until she's recovered. They want people to stop talking about Natalia. Keep doing it, sissy. I'm starting to think Frank is the reason for Jarvis taking that plea. The best of me. I said it. I said, did somebody have some money and wrap this shit up? All the evidence that Tamara Liberty Smith said is so much shit she said we don't even know. How do y'all got this much stuff? and offer him a plea when a message could have been made. Some people you just have to set that example with, and this was one of them times to me that Jarvis Butt should have been made an example of. Yes, think about it. Inside homes, church businesses, city elected officials, the power. So that Frank think he was gonna murk the predator in the court in front of everybody. He knew he was surrounded with securities and deputies, but acted like he wanted to smoke with Jarvis. Fake as fuck. Come on, Jennifer. Jarvis couldn't wait to get out that courtroom. I believe that he was the fall guy for Frank and the family. Jarvis was messed up. Come on, Big Mama. That's how I feel, y'all. Money on, money over everything. That man was there to send a strong ass message. Because if he meant anything he could say to the moderators, why didn't he say it to Detective Shannon Jones? So they could have seen how many more victims is really out there. And regardless if he's going to do life or not, put everything on them. Nothing. But see, she said, Jen, I think that was Frank's way of letting Jarvis know he's done and got to fight this on his own. Shit plea with no details. Frank just sent the message, a lot of money for a pervert. But a trial would have been at the expense of them babies testifying. Right, Erica? Right. Jarvis came in with his fist balled up. I can't imagine asking my younger brother to look at me, and he doesn't. And he just holds his head down. Hell, at this point, when the judge gave him the life, Jarvis knows there is no life. He's not going to make it. I feel like he knows he's not going to make it. I honestly feel like they know. Somebody else besides Jarvis knows that. Hey, Yolanda. I do. I feel like somebody else knows that he's not going to make it. Would they ever say anything? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But, you know, who am I?
He tried to rush Jarvis, and I wasn't able to move my camera fast enough to get the footage. Like I said, I wasn't allowed to record openly. But he tried to rush Jarvis, and they escorted him out. He was about that life. He wanted that smoke. Now, if you thought that was something, next, the Naziah Harris family explode on one another. You'll see they sitting on one side, and they will have to be escorted out of there. During the testimony of Ned Harris, listen.
Quiet the car! Fucking mouth. Shut the fuck up. Wait. Right here.
I couldn't get mad at Project because I was like, he's got inside. No, was the camera that close to the police officer, or was she sitting there? Because I said, did Frank say that in front of her? Was she sitting there at that time when Frank turned around and said, I already got a body in there? You know, I don't know. I could just be put my own little, twist and turn on it. But I just seen the police officer get up, and I always thought, like, when I watched this video, like, so was she sitting there when Frank turned around and said what the fuck he said? He didn't care because he's already in a courthouse saying this, which is crazy word. Yes, my Aisha, yes. And they know the outcome is going to be his end of life too while he's locked up. that plea deal is all coming from powerful people. If Epstein had the government in it, come on. Because Erica make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. He hasn't been honest this far, and it's just, yeah, just give us an honest, just be truthful for this. Just be truthful. Yeah, I dumped her. I dumped her in the River Rouge. All right. Like what? Frank probably paid for the plea deal so his name don't get bought up into any. Come on. It's definitely more to this. King was talking to Shannon all the while, and Shannon got tired of it. King was sitting behind Shannon in court. So she told me, it's crazy work, but look how the police was holding her phone. All of it. All of it. But let's get into it. Let's finish getting into it. It's a certain part, y'all. Let me skip it because I want y'all to go check him out right here. Let's get into it right here.
This shop connected to this ran down raggedy gas station to somehow clean up. I don't know if you got a.
Now we're going to take a look at how did Aaliyah Harris end up at this shop, and why was she there, and could she have been saved? Could this tragedy been avoided? We're going to go back to the year 2022, and let's start there. Could it have been saved by the family, Shannon, or even CPS? Yes, CPS had a hand in this too. Let's take a look at the beginning from 2022. Be to God that someone stepped forward and gave this information to the proper authorities. Everyone on the screen that the Harris family never did report any of this to the Child Protective Service, but that's emphatically not true. They did report, and they gave clear details of what happened. Let's see how Child Protective Service did their job in protecting Naziah Harris.
Services. Her complaint came in on April 13th, 2022. There was an incident at a birthday party. The complaint reads, one of the children that attended the party accused Jarvis of sexual abuse. Naziah, and name withheld, reported that Jarvis touched both of them inappropriately as well. Jarvis touched.
And if they would have listened to this, pay attention to this report that Janelle reported. It says CPS complaint April 13th, 2022. 2 years. Almost 2 years when this complaint was made and nothing was done. This is what starts the roller coaster right here. This CPS report that got overlooked. And y'all gonna hear what Jarvis had to say to the CPS. Pay attention.
Name withheld in her private area, and it hurt. Janelle made the complaint over the phone.
They basically.
Now, as you can see, the family of Naziah Harris did report this to CPS. And let's see what they did immediately after that reporting.
They told me if they needed me for anything else, they would reach out.
The next day, Janelle would receive a text from her niece, Butt's girlfriend, confirming that CPS had contacted her. CPS called me, the text reads. They called about the well-being of my kids. Then they called back to get Jarvis info.
That's from Shannon. Y'all can't say Shannon Jones didn't know. They had to get Janelle's CPS report, just like they went all the way back to 2015 and got MJs and JWs. If you go back that far, you got the recents. She said CPS called me. Janelle said, what they say? They called about the well-being of my kids. Then they called back to get Jarvis's info. See, when paperwork start hitting, once you look up in a case and you get everybody's name, all of that shit comes up through the DPD database. No, we can't, but when they put in certain codes, anything and everything about those people will come up. So right there shows the prosecutors in the state that she's been aware of this even after he told her. Per that CPS report and them messages. She said, this ain't doing enough to fuck. Why not get the kids, man? I understand they have their own lives and family, but right is right and wrong is wrong. This just should have been a RICO case for real. Come on, Natasha. I mean, we can't continue to play the game of it's there. Moj said it out loud. Absolutely. It was in our face. That wasn't speculation. That Shannon always knew. Because that birthday party was the CPS incident started, where Jarvis was touching on hers and theirs. Hers and theirs. So how nothing happened? You mean to tell me y'all got social worker paperwork from 2015, almost 9 years to that date? But y'all didn't get the recent ones? And y'all didn't get these messages that went across worldwide on the news? They called about the well-being of my kids, then called back to get Jarvis info. Jarvis's name right there. Right there, y'all, on this phone. Per text message, hey, Miss Gemini. We knew. She knew. We thought her daughter saying that she knew in her testimony was going to be the nail on the coffin. And when it didn't, I knew. I was like, man, I don't care no more. I don't even, like, it made you not care no more. Because you seen how this was going. Like, so after this, she should be locked up. Okay, maybe after this. After the preliminary, she'll be locked up. Because once we seen that she got added on the case file in September, baby, everybody was in their seats, glued to it, waiting to hear what that child had to say about her father and her mother. I can't get over that CPS didn't pursue the children for private assessments, regardless. That's what I said, Moj. Doesn't Frank have a record? May have done time for it. He did. Bree said as well, Jarvis won't make it out. But I just want y'all to pay attention real close.
Okay, CPS. Now to take a clip from our earlier story, just listen as I talk about CPS. To sign the Naziah Harris petition to get all the people accounted for her disappearing held accountable. That's including friends, family, and this CPS agency that.
These are the CPS people. I got my people looking into them. Lynette Wright, the director. And one of the moms was like, Miss Parker, ain't that her that walked Marquita up to the podium? I was like, I don't know. She's like, compare the pictures. Go look. I said, I would like to hope not. I haven't compared the pictures. I cannot say if that's her, but the mom was definitely like, no, look at her and go look at the woman that walked Marquita up. That's her. So, yeah. If you wanted him that bad, why he didn't sit closer, right, Miriam? She said, look like her. So it looked like her to you too. We still got, but that would be odd, wouldn't it? That the social worker would be there to walk Marquita up. Yes, Candy. The feds can probably still do a RICO right now if they charge Shannon on that for trafficking and tie it back to Jarvis and Frank. I'm just saying, I didn't pay attention that close. But this is them, y'all, who's over CPS. Shout out to you again, Projects and Rios.
Failed her and had more neglect than Shannon in this case. Now, before we get off into all the documentation, all the interviews we have, the newly discovered information that we have on the Aaliyah Harris case, let's give a shout out to this young man. Demetrius Starling is the Senior Deputy Director of Michigan Department of Health and Human Service, Children's Service. Basically, he's the head of CPS, Child Protective Services. We want to let him know that we own your ASS, Mr. Demetrius. We own your ASS for the job that you all did in the Aaliyah Harris case. No, y'all ain't off the hook. You ain't off the hook. None of y'all off the hook. Everybody that was involved in that case is going down. Starting with you, Mr. Demetrius.
Let's go.
Your inability as administrator to run that organization.
Well spoken. Projects in Casaria, well spoken. So well spoken. I agree with you 100%. And out of all this time, this is my first time seeing these people. See, I wasn't looking in the right direction. I was, but I should have been focused on the direction of these people right here. In CPS, they hold foster parents who adopt to high regard. They will keep sending her kids. Yeah, Candy, for real. She said, while shaking my head, how was Jarvis Butt's name on any CPS investigation? Come on, Aisha. Come on, Aisha. That's why I said this was bigger than I think we know. How was it? Because once CPS gets involved, everything comes up. And when that happened, you guys got to remember Jarvis was fresh out in 2015 when he caught those charges with MJ and JW. Or his daughter. I think that was his daughter. Come on, Miss Gemini. Yeah, they did a recording in Cora Frankis's projects and Casarillo's. That's why I pay attention to every word. I try to pay attention to every detail, and I still miss stuff. But shout out to him for breaking it down.
And that organization that is designed to protect our kids should not be ran by an incompetent person or incompetent administrator. Well, let's take a look at the interview they did with Jarvis Butts.
Here's the interview with Jarvis.
Development. CPS on the way to the rescue. They actually did an interview with Jarvis Butts. Let's see what happened.
That complaint, conducting a face-to-face interview with Butts, who strongly denied the allegation. A forensic interview was conducted with the alleged victim, and no disclosures were made. CPS said the home was clean and free of observed safety concerns. The allegation was denied, assigned a low-risk level.
They talked to Jarvis. They talked to the monster himself. As if he would confess to y'all and say, yeah, I touched the kids. Low risk level. They had food and it was clean. What do that got to do with being that saved? Those kids should have been at the hospital. But they said the monster was okay to tell them that he didn't touch the kids, as like I said, as if. How was a low level when he is an offender? Why didn't those charges come up? He was fresh out and he had 2 charges against him in 2015. This is 2022. And he had just got out of jail prior to the 2015 allegations. What are we talking about? I mean, talking about slip through the concrete, the cracks, the foundation. Why wasn't the kids tested? They went and talked to the monster and asked him, did he touch a kid? And he said no. Duh. Anybody on the registry should never be low risk. That's crazy. There is nothing low level about. They should have locked us right then and there. Removed immediately as per their first visit when he became absolutely Moj. The question is, and will forever be, why didn't they? Why didn't they? That is forever going to be a question that will sit on the temple of my brain. Kids should have been removed and interviewed. Absolutely, Tamika. Absolutely. And for all of them, Tamika, lives would have been changed forever, but Naziah would have still been present. I was trying to find contact information to write before there, and then I have a start. Everyone needs to get them out of there. They should never send kids. Exactly. It's just, you know what I'm saying? She said conflict of interest. And, I'm glad he did this just to leave y'all after today with food for thought. Because I'm going to sit back and watch everybody else's videos. I've done my part, good and bad, in this case. And I'm glad that this video brought me where I need to be at with it. This video just gave me what I needed to see for the most part until I see more on my free time. I don't understand how if CPS only cares about food cleaning out, they should have removed the kids off the standard too. The house was nasty. Beds on the floor. I know it's stinking there. Jarvis was allowed and protected to do this CPS. I try to stay quiet, but can someone explain what low level means? What they just abuse a little bit. Then they said, can somebody explain to her what low level means? Low level risk. He had 5 CPS reports on him, but they claimed low risk. This shit's sick. Eyes were man, Moj. And these are just my thoughts. Everything here is allegedly, but y'all did hear that out of Frank's mouth. That's not allegedly, but my thoughts on how I'm feeling about Frank and seeing it for what it is. Like, yeah. Seeing things that I missed. Reopening the fact to let everybody know again, CPS was called and the report was made and they talked to the monster himself. Y'all even seen the message with Janelle and Shannon showing that Shannon had been contacted about this monster.
These are 2 complaints of at least 5 filed with CPS since 2015 naming Jarvis Butts. They allege concerns about possible molestation, physical abuse, or living conditions. Some of the complaints are generic, and none would ultimately substantiate that Butts was improperly touching children.
Now, we know CPS was a complete waste during this process, but let's look at Auntie Shannon and notice her weight loss and why. Now, just like in the story Pinocchio, lying has a direct effect on the body. Look,
baby, when he did that, when he said that, he said just like the effects on Pinocchio. Shell, he said before Naziah missing, and said after she started lying. Baby, he took me out with this one. I must say, but I'm gonna need y'all to go catch it. I want y'all to pay attention to something that Shannon. Hold on, here we go. Listen to what Shannon said. Something I never caught.
Now, before we begin today's story, let's look at the first lie that Shannon told in this wild story of Naziah Harris.
Raise your right hand.
Did you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Watch your step, please.
Now, where her lies begin and where they end, no one knows. But just like Pinocchio, you can see in these pictures that the more she lied, the smaller she got. Her nose didn't grow, but the more she lied, the smaller she got. But today, I'm going to chronicle her testimony and watch as I break it down section by section. You will see the prosecutor was setting her up for certain questions.
I'm gonna explain something to you. Now, as the Hughes Shannon begin to testify,
He said the prosecutor was setting her up for certain types of questions. Listen how the prosecutor is asking Shannon. Pay attention. Pay attention. Listen to what he's going to say, and it was exactly how he said it went down. Damn. When you own it, you own it. Shout out to you, Projects.
the lie, you're going to see that she changes up pronouns to make the action between Jarvis and Nasiah seem fair seeming. But in reality, she's going to ask her a question, then reconfront her. I'll let you listen to it, then I'm going to point out some things.
Did Nasiah ever know Jarvis through you?
Yes.
And when did Nasiah and Jarvis first meet?
When she was little, like age 2.
And can you kind of describe the relationship between Nasiah and Jarvis?
Should be just the uncle and the niece relationship, no more than that.
How often would Jarvis be around, like at your house with you?
He will call or say, can he come and see the kids? Or the kids will ask, can he see their dad? And he will come, pull up either to my house where I used to live or at my mother's house.
Would Nasiah ever be around?
All the kids would be around.
To your knowledge, would
They said when Nasiah be around, all the kids will be around. Listen to how he breaks it down. Did she say when she was with him at age 2? Yes. Hey, Jeanette, what's going on? 2 years old is crazy. Yes. Listen to the wording of everything. He said, listen closely as she say she didn't know.
Nasiah ever text Jarvis?
From my knowledge, no, unless I will have her to text.
But to your knowledge, you didn't know of any kind of separate outside relation.
Listen how they got her, but to your knowledge, you didn't know. She said no, but I would ask her. It's a yes or a no. I loved how Projects went back and broke it down. I do. Because after not talking about it and listening to somebody else kind of point out certain things that you caught and you know for sure was like, it is true, they was coaching her along. He said he's going to break it down. Let me let him break it down. You go ahead, Projects.
No.
Now, the 3 main points in this you have to look at. First, a yes or no answer does not deserve an explanation. You are already explaining a situation that you know is bad. When asked was Nasiah around Jarvis, instead of saying yes, no, well, all the kids were. She never asked you that. She asked was Nasiah around her. Secondly, why would you be having Nasiah text Jarvis armed with the information that, remember we seen it earlier, you can go back in the story if you want to, that CPS text you about Jarvis. An investigation was done about Jarvis. Why would you continually have Jarvis and Nasiah in any kind of way communicating with one another? And thirdly, you didn't know of any texts? Let's just look.
When your passion turns into your purpose, you don't have to go it alone. When life changes.
Now, this is how they're able to charge Shannon. She's clearly stated that she knew nothing about no text messages. This is the picture of her before all the lies. But yet, they had other text messages that you forgot about. Let's listen.
To backtrack just a little bit, on December 3rd, 2023, do you recall sending messages asking Mr. Butts if he needed Nasiah for anything?
Oh, yes, I do remember.
Okay. So do you remember this text on the first page of People's Exhibit 48?
Yes, I do remember this message.
Okay. And did you send that message?
Yes.
Okay. And what did the message say?
Tada said, do you still need her?
What'd she say? What did she have Nasiah text Jarvis and say? Tada, wants to know if you still need her. And he caught it. He said, watch her say them to cover up why she said Tuda never went alone. I always caught that. I'm glad he caught that shit. Playing word salad on the stand and committing yeah. But they was allowed to. Why?
Two.
Okay. And do you know what is that referring to?
It was Tuda had asked me to contact Jarvis and see if he still needed them to clean up.
Okay.
Tuda told me to contact Jarvis to still see if he needed them to clean up. But that ain't what you said. In the text, it didn't say them, it said her. And go back through the text again to see the dates of looking up abortion methods and things like that. But it's something else that y'all gonna hear in the reading of these text messages. Things that kind of make you go,
Okay. And that would be to clean up his shop?
Yes.
Okay. And to fast forward.
Now, one of my YouTube fans out there, please tell me, did I hear that wrong? Did she asked her to read the text and it said that Tuda said, do you need her? But when asked by the prosecutor, she changed the word to Tuda said that she needs them. This is when she began to shrink. She began to try to play mind games with the prosecutor. The text clearly read, Tuda said, do you need her? And she, when asked by the prosecutor, what do that mean? Oh, she wanted to know if Tuda needed them. See, this lady began to lie, and she got more text messages that she knew about. Just listen. Now, in this next excerpt, I want you to listen to the dates real closely. Naziah Harris went missing on January 9, 2024. Listen to this conversation between Shannon and Jarvis days later after that conversation, after she knew Naziah had been home.
To clean up his shop?
Yes.
Okay. And to fast forward, on January 21st,
and pay attention to exactly what she's going to say. She said, damn, he good candy. Absolutely. Pay attention. Hey, Sean, pay attention to what Shannon is going to say.
2024, you sent some messages to Mr. Putz. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And can you read these last 3 messages?
These last 3 messages is to be honest, these messages I seen into the inbox to you, I really don't know what to believe anymore.
Pay attention to the words that are coming out of her mouth. I really don't know what to believe anymore. As in past tense, something has happened that she knows about. I really don't know what to believe anymore. But it's something else that she says after this. Pay attention to what she says about Naziah.
Stay away, Ramon, I mean it. The next message is I don't know what to say or Tuda is on.
Y'all heard what she said? I don't know what to say or what Tuda is on. I said, wait. I don't know what to say or what Tuda is on. Your niece is missing by this time, what, 12 days? At the time she's writing this to Jarvis Butchow, which is the 21st of January 2024. And I don't know what Tuda is on. You don't know what but he caught it too. He's great at saying, what you mean your niece missing? What you mean? And I don't even know what Tuda's on. That's your niece. She's 13. What? Her pregnancy and she's no longer here. Totally agree. Hey, my 14s, what you said say. Absolutely, she knew something That info new to y'all, but old to Detroit. Everyone know what the fuck used to be. I'm not here to argue, just my opinion. Okay, Twana. I strongly feel none of the attorneys of Kenworth listed their job to make sure. Absolutely. We seen that. Hey, Chris. Hey, Southern Roots, what's going on? Nobody. Like she's an op to her, yeah. But Keita, where's the emotions? Your niece is missing at the time you're reading this. She hasn't been home in 12 days. No communication. And you talking about you don't know what Twitters on. I don't know what Twitters on. She tried to read it as if, nah, baby, read it like you said it. Let me take it back a little bit.
To be honest, these messages I seen into the inbox to you, I really don't know what to believe anymore. Stay away, Ramon. I mean it. The next message is I don't know what to say or to is on. Says this shit doesn't sit right with me. Call it what you want. I'm good, period. It says this for life. Nigga, I thought about it. And you can pass it.
Now, this is 12 days after Natalia Harris has not been home. And can you hear the resentment in the voice of Shannon saying that I don't know what Twitter is on? This doesn't sit right with me. What shouldn't sit right with you is she haven't been home in 12 days and you know the relationship between them and you still.
Let's go. Let's go, Project Incarcerias. He said what should have stood out to you was the fact your niece went home. And at this point, you know that him and your niece was doing something inappropriate by even you seeing something. At that moment, you knew and you said nothing. Because Jarvis would have been considered a suspect way sooner, don't y'all think? No emotions, even when reading. Right, past what? What's she talking about exactly? But like he said, I thought she said she didn't know things about messages. So if you go back and listen and pay attention, you're going to catch things that you didn't catch before unless somebody like him sits down. And I appreciate him for sitting down and really running through it because you know how much you got to take in to break this stuff down the way he's catching things. Right, Natasha? Nobody knows what that means. Ms. Portia, they said that they couldn't say if the baby passed because of certain thing. It's crazy.
Haven't went to the authority. You sacrificed this young lady just to keep Jarvis around, but when she ended up pregnant, you was part of the plot to help get rid of her. You was part of the plan to help get rid of her. The thing about it is, you were disgusted even more to see the Texas and you to see what you already knew what was going on. 12 days later, and you don't know what Twitter on. She haven't been home, Shannon. What's wrong with you? Now there's a lot of people that's in uproar about.
He said she hasn't been home, Shannon. What's wrong with you? Like, you more focused on, I don't know what Twitter on. He's definitely clocking it. He said the baby ain't even been home, Shannon. In 12 days. And you worried about to him, and I don't know what Twitter's on. See, in court is soft-spoken. We know she didn't write that with, I don't know what Twitter's on. Nah, man, say. You done seen pictures between your niece and your man, your baby daddy. You was not happy about that at all. So when she wrote that, it had been, and I don't know, but her niece has been missing at 12 days at this point. Exactly, Sean. Moj, yes. Read it like you texted it. That's what I'm saying. Read it like you texted it. It's crazy to me how Nazia's story for us had to even be lived out through text messages. Besides her TikTok videos. It's sad that this is the only way we got to know her. That's exactly why she texted Roxy and said they think she with an older guy. She knew. She definitely said that. Jarvis definitely took a rap. I believe Shannon did that. And Jarvis was self-made to clean up. And because she looked like it wasn't his fault.
The sentencing of Jarvis and why he's not going to receive life. Well, you will see that a month before that, his desire was not to unalive Naziah Harris, but the shame of their relationship was about to be exposed to the world. And that's when Jarvis, and I'm assuming that his baby mother, began their sinister plot. Now we can listen to the next clip and we can see why Jarvis' lawyers are saying that he did not intentionally unalive Naziah Harris. He's only plotting on the situation that had brewed from their inappropriate relationship. And after this clip, that's why he was able to get this 35-year sentence. But notice in Michigan, it's 35 to something, 35 to 60. Let's see how long it takes them to get out. First, let's look at the clip that says why he got the sentence he got instead of getting life.
As you received that from Google as it relates to a search warrant for Jarvis Butts 82 at gmail.com.
Yes.
And I move for the admission of people's proposed exhibit. I forgot. 63.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be a minute as people 63.
Okay, now I want to go back to the first page. And that was the subscriber information. Tell me, who is the subscriber?
So it has a Google account ID number, then it gives a name that says Jarvis Butts. It has an email address, jarvisbutts82@gmail.com. There's also a phone number that's connected to it, which is 313-585-8719.
And is there a birthday associated with that?
Yes. November 21st, 1982.
And moving on to the searches, what dates do those searches encompass?
These searches are December 9th.
Of what year?
Yeah, December 9th, 10th, and 11th of 2023.
Okay. And it's fair to say that those are the entirety of all of the searches.
And y'all can't tell me. Y'all probably could, but I'm betting y'all. I'm guaranteeing y'all. That night was supposed to take place when she had Naziah text Jarvis to see if he needed her at the shop. It's just too coincidental how the text message ended with that in December. Started right back on January 9th. And we get the message that Shannon told Naziah to see if Jarvis needed her and then try to change it to them. I guarantee y'all that was the date that everything was really supposed to take place. Now, I don't know if something happened in between that time to make it not take place at that moment. I don't know what happened. But the 9th, 10th, and 11th, things was looked up. Abortion, Planned Parenthood, and some more. Only people will ever know what happened that night. The distraction that caused the interruption is Shannon, Jarvis, and a child, Naziah Harris, that is no longer with us. An innocent child.
From those days.
It is not all of them, no.
Those are just select ones from the Google return.
Yes.
All right. Starting with December 9th, tell me which ones that we have in that exhibit.
So the first, you want me to read the ones that are just highlighted, or you want me to start at the top of here?
And it had to be more messages when she said that. I didn't even realize at that moment until I watched this. Shout out again to Projects in Casa Real. When she said, do you want me to read the highlighted or start here? That means that there was so many more messages. Do you want me to start here or right here where down here where it's highlighted? So the highlighted ones must have been the ones, this is what we want at this time, because we got to remember this is just the preliminary. So that stood out to me, y'all. That stood out to me that there's so many messages we probably have not got to see. I know it is, but man.
So.
The ones that are highlighted.
Okay.
Just start with the ones that are highlighted.
Yep, so this search was December 9th, 2023 at 3:32 UTC time. So you would actually have to subtract 5 hours, which would make it the night of December 8th. And the site is, what's visited, it's Drink Me and Abort Your Baby, the Herbal Abortion Tea by Maya.
Okay. And what about the next one after that?
There is a site that's visited on December, it says here December 10th, 2023 at 9:32 p.m. UTC, so -5.
Remember, December 9th, 10th, and 11th, Jarvis is looking hard for antidotes, anything to cause this baby to lose this baby. You can't tell me some shit wasn't supposed to go down in December. You can't tell me some shit was not supposed to go down in December. I will never believe it. I will never believe that. That's what I heard, TT.
And the site visited is plannedparenthood.org/learn/abortion/the abortion pill.
Now, while most people focus on the fact that Jarvis Butts will not receive a lot of time, that's not my focus, because that man is going in there and without extreme rehabilitation coming out the same way he went in. Them people very seldom change their ways. But I'm more upset about why is his plea being able to leave out any co-defendants that may or may helped him, willingly or unwillingly helped him in his sinister plan.
Why? He said, why is any co-defendants? He said, I'm trying to figure out why is anybody that participated in this not being held accountable. We all are Projects in Casa Rio. That's one of the biggest questions. One of the biggest. Why isn't nobody else being held accountable? Why is nobody else being held accountable? It's crazy work, ain't it?
And why the remains would not be procured before the actual plea goes through. Them are my main concerns at this point. That's what gives me great pause. That's what has me not sleeping at night. How is he able to take a plea, hide the person that helped him throughout this, with the hopes, like I said in my other thing, with the hopes that she will be there for him during his stint in prison. But
if your resume looks like this, you're not getting hired. This layout, no structure, no order, it's just too chaotic.
If he is not accepted by Naziah Harris up there in heaven, if she feels that the people did not get punished, the people that were involved did not get punished, then the court system has failed again in this plea agreement they came into with Jarvis Butts. Let me give you another quick story before I leave.
And I want y'all to go over there and catch that at his channel because I didn't get to really show everything. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you so much, sister. Hey, Betty Reacts. Hey, sis. Happy Saturday. I want you guys to go over there so you can look at the whole video and pay attention to the whole video, okay? Pay attention to every word that's being said, every detail he's breaking down. It gave me a 54 Keys vibe, just a man. I love your breakdowns, Projects in Costa Rica. Shout out to you. I want to go to this before I get out of here. I do. Rain of Fire has said that Jarvis wasn't gonna make it. And I know that yeah, Rain said Nazai wasn't too happy. And it's crazy how everything kind of played out. And Rain also said they have tons and tons of evidence. Tamara Liberty Smith said the same thing. And we know that she works at one of the precincts in Detroit. You too, Nene. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy your day. We know. I'll drop it. But we know for a fact. See, a lot of stuff wasn't supposed to make sense to us. A lot of stuff wasn't supposed to make sense to us, guys. As much as we don't want to believe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to say it. But a lot of stuff wasn't supposed to make. She said, if I'm correct, if he doesn't tell the truth about the whereabouts, if that wasn't in there. Let me drop this link, y'all, for Projects in Costa Rica. You got to go read okay, I dropped the link to that video, you guys. They said where her body is even located will not be, nobody will never know. It's a lot of things that didn't make sense at all. Being we're not supposed to. Exactly. None of it makes sense. Exactly. Hey, Boom Boom Belinda, let me read a little bit of this to you guys. Let me read, like I said, that snippet. And I want to get to Rain's video. Then I want to move on to something else. Because I have to keep up with this, y'all. I haven't been keeping up with this story. It said defendant was sentenced. It said defendant, it said defendant was sentenced to court one of second-degree murder with the sentence agreement of 35 to 60 years in MDOC to run concurrent with his other cases. Counts 2, 3, and 4 were dismissed. He will not be eligible to apply for parole until he has served 35 years in MDOC. The statement made by the defendant about the location of Naziah's body is not being released. But I said, hell, I thought y'all said when he took the plea agreement, he said he dumped in Rouge River. So it's hypocritical to come back and say the location. Is that where they get her from? I know, Big Mama Pooh, that's interesting. If Cash would come back out. This was never supposed to get this big. We was all supposed to think she was just a runaway. Absolutely. Betty, make sure you drop your link, sis.
Everything about this monster.
It comes from a super mourner of Nasiah Harris. Here it goes.
But we back. I got a question, real important question. Allegedly, not accusing or.
I'm gonna save that for y'all to go watch on his channel. That's interesting what she said. I want him to get his views. A shout out to you. Thank you so much, Project Incarcerates, for the information. I want y'all to go check that out on his channel. Let me get to Reigns, guys. Let me get to Reigns, okay? This is so interesting. It is. All of this has been an interesting, hell of a ride, I must say. Thank you, Keita. Thank you. Right, boom, boom, Belinda. Exactly.
All right, I'm in.
Exactly, Miss Joy. Let me pause this to get to Miss Joy. Exactly. And that's what me and Shank was talking about last night, Miss Joy. I said, whoever told them? Because remember, Kim Worthy said they came out and said they seen her in the car with Jarvis at Clinton Township. Where did the water come into play? Why did they check Clinton Township? Remember the video of them checking down in some water down by Clinton Township? What made them check River Rouge? Just because it was in that area. What made them check the water? That's a good question, Miss Joy. We don't know who the source was, but it was somebody that knew something. I feel like that. I always feel like that.
I do see one not guilty. I see one not guilty.
Yes, Candy. Right.
He will be acquitted on one lesser charge, just on one lesser charge. But the prosecution has built up a strong case. It's actually the witnesses. It's the witnesses that's going to get him to fall. They're showing me Shannon being arrested again. Is it Shannon? This is Marquita. Looks like after the trial, they're going to launch their investigation. The whole family is actually being investigated right now. They're just moving slowly because they don't want to mess up the Nasiah's trial. That's why. But a lot is going to come out. They already discovered a lot of evidence to charge them already.
I wouldn't frame what she said, because honestly, I put that title yesterday because I feel it. I said it's a storm brewing. Something is great happening. What is great happening? I don't know. I can't call it, y'all. I can't call it. Right, Chrissy? I don't know what it is inside of me, but something is brewing. Something is brewing. It's definitely brewing. And I believe what she said about Jarvis.
but they're not acting on it yet because it can mess up who they really want is Jarvis. I see Naziah. I see Naziah. I didn't even call you. I see Naziah. She said she wants me to call her. Okay.
Big Mama, yes.
Naziah Harris.
Okay.
Naziah Harris. Naziah Harris. Naziah Harris. I created a portal for you. Come into the light. She told me she's not going to let them go free. And she wants everyone to know that.
Right, TT.
There's a hint of anger in her, but she's keeping it together. You told me to call you. You wish to show me something? Oh, she's on Shannon's head. Bad. I see her at that trial. Naziah is going to be at that trial. Her spirit is going to be there. Not only that, she's going to mess up everything for the defense. She wants everyone to know that she's working behind the scenes. Her grandma is sick. She has problems with her kidneys. She's going to have problems with.
And then somebody say Annette said in courtroom, did they say that Annette said that she was sick in the courtroom, something about her kidneys? I don't know. Did she mention that, you guys, that she's sick when she was giving her victims her statement for her? That was for her. I feel like if anyone could get the truth now for Jarvis, it would be Tijuana or Janiyah. That's crazy, ain't it? Rain of Fire said you was sick. Yes, I heard it on tubes. Yep. She said she was sick. And going to the doctor. Boy, Rain.
With her liver, and I see cells accumulating. I see cancer. Also, there's heart problems. She's going to have heart problems. Bad heart problems. Who am I seeing? I also see Jarvis dead. She's shown. Once he is convicted and he gets sent to prison within a matter of months, he will either unalive himself, he will either commit suicide because she is going to torment him, or he'll be killed.
And when I seen Frank make that statement about he's already got one body, I automatically thought about Rain of Fire. That's why I played it today. It automatically made me think about Rain of Fire when she said, or he's going to be dead. He's going to be killed. Not what Naziah said that told her that she was going to torment him, because I believe that. He is going to be tormented by that little girl every day. And he is. And all the other victims. But I believed this part right there solely because Frank's message was loud to me. For sure. It was loud to me. But y'all go catch y'all Rain of Fire too if the moderators don't mind dropping Rain of Fire's link. I see y'all drop Corporate Thug and Mika's link down there. She is a content creator as well. So check out my girl. Please check out my girl, Corporate Thug and Mika, okay? So shout out to you, Rain of Fire, for all your hard work and dedication in this case, whether you believed her, Bree, Candace Starr, any of them, they still put in just as much work as content creators. They did it as content creators and felt like they wanted to use their gift to bring them answers to see what they needed, if it can help anybody out. They always said that. So shout out to all the spiritual readers that took their time out to keep Nasiah on their mind and constantly coming back with updates that they feel might be good for the community to use. So shout out to you, Rain. Man, when you think that everything is said and done, and I said this, I said, did she carry those suitcases by herself? They did, Candy. Good jobs. Did anyone pay attention to the girl that was standing up there with the other female because she favored Nasiah? I didn't get to see her. To you all, but we'll be back for phase 2 with the Hers family. Yes. Moj, that's going to be one for the books. You hear me? The hotel involved as well. Yes, and they did say that she had medical issues. Rain said a while back and that was sick in her previous reading. So we're going up to Ohio, guys. We're going to drive a little bit down the road from Detroit and go to Ohio. Yeah, Belinda, for sure. Absolutely, Big Mama. They're now saying that other family members are being investigated. Who has been investigated for stuffing 2 sisters in suitcases and burying them as if they were nothing? I knew it was going to be more to this story. I did. It was too simple. She just put them in suitcases and went over there and buried them. Why there? She pulled them by herself. Nobody was in the park. Nobody drove by. Nothing. By herself. Very horrible. Very horrible. Let's get into this, guys. Shout out to my girl, Shanicia Speaks. If y'all don't mind dropping her link for me.
Aaliyah Henderson's relatives are being investigated by police, including the father of her 3rd child, who was.
That's what the other judges do. That's what I want you to do. This isn't a special case. The tragedy is that there are 2 dead children.
Found a head in a suitcase in the park.
Okay, and is it a human head or an animal head?
Yes, no, it's a human head in a suitcase.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Mila.
So wait, was one of them dismembered? Was the girls dismembered? I don't remember seeing that. Was these girls that was placed in the suitcase dismembered? Yes, another sick person. But I think she got help, Belinda. I think somebody helped her.
Mila no more forever.
Just 3 days after 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson was formally charged in connection with the deaths of her 8 and 10-year-old daughters, Aaliyah returned to court for the 2nd time on March the 12th, 2026. While this case has gripped the nation, and
I did not know she dismembered them. I knew I was asking. She said, I think he just seen us head first. Yes, I think so. Their head was severed. Okay. Because I remember asking, how did she get them in the suitcase unless she had to break some bones? Did she live across the street from where she buried them? I didn't think so, Sean. No, he only saw a head, but not dismembered. Okay. So some people are saying, no, he only saw a head. It said the police said the mother of 2 girls found buried inside the suitcases in Cleveland Field has been charged with 2 counts of murder. 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson is accused of killing Mila Chapman and Amore Wilson. Their remains were discovered after a dog walker led authorities to the suitcases.
and made headlines across the country. The judge stated that in her 12 years on the bench, she has never had an attorney come before her requesting to be assigned to a case until now. According to the judge, the public defender's office approached her and requested to be assigned to represent Aaliyah Henderson in this case, something the prosecutor strongly objected to. The judge explained that in the state of Ohio, there is a rule that would allow Aaliyah Henderson to be represented by private counsel. Because of this rule, the prosecutors argued that this case is not unique. So there should be no
Child, somebody said the lawyers are fighting over who is going to represent her so they can be in the paper and be like the Lincoln lawyer. I am screaming like, what? Child, the shit we think about.
Exception made for the public defender's office to represent Aaliyah. Instead, the rule should be followed and a private attorney should be appointed to the case. The prosecutor also pointed out that when the public defender's office
in these clips, they're saying she's not crazy. Somebody said, I agree. She knew exactly what she was doing. They said she's not getting out. It's just a part of the arraignment. She doesn't deserve a bond or the taxpayers to bed, feed, or shelter her.
Office thinks a case is of their liking. They want to jump in, seeing this is something that they tend to do in cases involving children that have made national headlines. So while the prosecutor and the public defender's office is fighting over who will represent Aaliyah on this case, there is an even bigger development. Court records now reveal that although Aaliyah Henderson is the only person currently charged, members of Aaliyah Henderson family are also being investigated in connection with the deaths of her two children.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Y'all really think this is going to be another one of those? This is going to be another, man, this is going to be another roller coaster ride. I remember that lawyer being on another high profile case, but I can't remember which one. Candy, she had more kids. Her 6-year-old was okay. She put them there so she can watch when they were found. And someone helped her there just as sick. Somebody helped, but who? And what really happened to these girls? She said, yes, she lived across the street. So what really happened to these girls? Who all lived in this home?
Henderson's relatives are being investigated by police, including the father of her third child, who was found safe inside her home the day that Henderson was arrested. New court documents show that child is just 6 years old and is now in the care of Children and Family Services. 19 News is not naming the father because he has not been charged, but court records list him as a person of interest in the deaths with a history of domestic violence.
Oh my God. Lord, please don't. This is sad. Y'all, this is so heartbreaking and sad. It is. 2 other people have now been, it said all relatives of the 2 girls found. No, it said all relatives. The news clip says all relatives of 2 girls found in suitcases in Cleveland being investigated, court records show. Wait, all the relatives? Oh my God. I don't even want to imagine what these 2 little girls was really going through in that house. And I believed Brie last night when she said that the cases were going to get sicker and sicker. I believe it. What was really happening to these babies? This is sickening. But I told y'all, there's more Annettes. There's more Naziahs out there. It just is. It takes this to happen, this man walking his dogs, to stumble amongst 2 suitcases and boom. This is crazy, Miss V. Sean, it is. Oh my God. It's almost like you to the point where you don't want to know. But you have to continue the story on like, oh man. Let me do a little bit more, you guys, and you guys make sure y'all check out my girl, Shanitra Speaks, okay?
Because of that, the 6-year-old has been placed into emergency care. Court records also show the father has not had contact with this child since they were 6 months old. The father denies all allegations of abuse.
Now, as Aaliyah Henderson remains jailed on a $2 million.
This post said, y'all blaming the families, grandma, but they may not have known. My sister left the state at 19. She left her 2-year-old daughter with my mom for 1 year. She returned and took her daughter with her to Orlando, Florida. We didn't see or hear from her for 34 years. Wait, what? Okay, 34 years. We didn't see or hear from her for 34 years. My mom and family searched high and low trying to find them. 34 years later, a distant cousin found the DNA match on Ancestry, and it was my niece. My sister had went to prison, and my niece ended up in foster care and eventually adopted, and her name was changed. Sometimes people, I don't know what this means, y'all. I don't know what this one means, because she said her sister popped up 34 years later. A distant cousin found DNA match on Ancestry, and it was my niece. She said she left the state at 19. Okay. My sister had went to prison, and my niece ended up in foster care and eventually adopted. Her name was changed. So which child was that? I'm wondering. Yeah, Ms. Vick, every time. This is crazy. Because CPS had been involved. And they said she was running from state to state, like just moving like crazy. Said the kids ain't been to school in years. Okay, but she said her sister. I don't know. She's saying it's her sister.
Not been revealed. Many have pointed out that Aaliyah appeared to create a complicated life for herself by shutting out her family and the fathers of her children. All 3 of her children have different fathers, and the fathers of the 2 children she is charged with murdering say they wanted to be involved in their daughters' lives, but claimed Aaliyah would not allow it. Now, as you may recall from my previous video, the father of 8-year-old Mila Chapman said he and Aaliyah were once in a relationship and lived together for about a year after Mila was born before the relationship ended. According to him, he later contacted Child Protective Services after reporting that Aaliyah had threatened to take their daughter's life. And he says that is when she completely shut him out. Now, Mila's father also reported that he has not seen his daughter in about 5 years, meaning that the last time he saw Mila, she would have been around 3 years old, which is why there are no current photos of the children.
I appreciate everybody that want to be involved, but we was denied access to our kids when they was alive. Mm-hmm. We want to put them to rest together as fathers. We respect and we appreciate everything, but let us have this one thing, you know? Let us have this one thing. Like, we couldn't protect them in life, let us protect them afterwards. That's all I'm gonna say. And I appreciate all y'all showing out, showing up.
He said Chapman said him and Henderson were not married but lived together for about a year after their daughter was born. He last saw Mila in 2022 when she was 3 years old. Mila was happy-go-lucky, always smiling, Chapman said. Favorite color was pink. She wore that. She thought she was he said she wore that she was a princess. She was always happy. She was a kid's kid. But dang, you ain't seen her in 5, almost 6 years. That's crazy. He said authorities have not told him how the girls died, but that he expects more information to come out Monday. Earlier this week, Cleveland Police Chief Dorothy Todd said she did not know how the girls died. We're hoping to find answers. Todd told reporters this is tragic.
But you feel me? This ain't goodbye. This ain't nothing. It's to celebrate a life.
All right, I want one later.
And
I want
that's how it's gonna be.
Go ahead, bro.
The ages of the children also help paint the timeline of Aaliyah Henderson's relationship. Mila, which is the middle child, was 8 years old, and her oldest sister was 10. So
somebody said, so how did the police know that she was the mother? They said most likely DNA along with surveillance. Also, she never reported them missing. After verification, she was the mom of them. So logical conclusion. They said that was the worst thing she did was not reporting them missing. They said it was only because of the neighbor's cameras.
Child who was removed from the home and she was not harmed, according to authorities, was 6 years old. So that means Mila would have been about 2 years old when her sister was born, indicating that after the relationship with Mila's father ended, Aaliyah moved on and entered another relationship fairly quickly. And as you heard in the news report, they are not going to identify the father of the child that is currently in CPS custody at this time. But it has also been reported that Aaliyah may have taken additional steps so that she was not able to be located. For reasons unknown, it is reported that she legally changed her last name in 2019. She subsequently, sometime later, would withdraw her 2 children from public school and enroll them in a virtual school online that you're going to hear about. Now, the significance of this is that the fathers, as you just heard in the clip, said that they were denied access to their children. The 10-year-old father, he's currently incarcerated, and I covered that in my previous video, and he's now come forward to release a statement because he's been getting backlash with comments of people saying, how are you going to get your child and you're currently incarcerated and you have been for quite some time? So this is the statement that was.
Somebody said, I'm so hurt. My brother Ray been in jail since 2018, and all he kept talking about his daughter and how much he missed her and can't see her because her mom was being bitter. Now look, she murdered her before he even got the chance to see her again. OMG, like he about to go crazy. OMG, rest in heaven or more. I'm so sorry this happened to you, and rest in heaven, baby girl Mila.
Released by his brother. But the real is, y'all love me and I love y'all. So that's what I'm going to do. Moore and Mila, the only victims in this. I can deal with bearing that black mark because I know I play a role in how this all turned out. It ain't all on Aaliyah, bro, real stuff. I know I made this mistake 8+ years ago, and I've been doing my time for it, but for some reason, I always knew catching this case haunt me for the rest of my life. Now, keep in mind, he's been incarcerated for 8 years, so the oldest is 10, so that means he went to prison when she was 2 years old, so he hasn't been there. And he's saying now that he regrets catching this case, and he says, this is my first and only time ever doing time, but I'll never be able to leave it behind now. Let me be the example for them little boys in the streets with kids that leave their babies out there. Maybe by bearing this burden, I can change some minds about street stuff, and you can post it too. That's the real. Y'all that know me know I love my baby and would never have chosen this, but my presence and availability or lack thereof meant everything in the end. Now, he also had a social media account, or someone may have been handling it for him. And even going back to 2023, he would post happy birthday to Amore, which is his daughter that unfortunately lost her life.
Spoke to Cleveland Metropolitan School District, and they confirmed that both girls were enrolled in CMSD between August and November of 2022. On November 4th of 2022, both girls were withdrawn and transferred to Ohio Distance and Electronic Learning Academy, a tuition-free online public school. It's not known who withdrew these girls.
Pastor Kyle Early spoke with us on behalf of Mila's father.
The heart and the compassion for the community that has been shown for the families that are affected by this has been, it's been divine.
As their families and the community come to grips with this tragedy, they are holding each other close as they navigate this grief.
He's a great father. Both men are. Mr. Wilson is a great father as well. I've seen firsthand behind the scenes them working together for one cause and one cause only. The first phase of this is to make sure that these babies are laid to rest peacefully.
3 members of the public defender's office, I grabbed a prosecutor to stand in to have this conversation. This case ends in an even number. Pursuant to local rule, the public defender shall be assigned.
They say you can clearly see she hasn't a clue what was said. My question is, although the PD are handling the custody case, I won't want them representing me in this anyway. I don't know who said that. Y'all be sure to go over there to Shanitra Speaks and catch who is being investigated, you guys. This seems like this is going to be another one of them. You know, God, my mind can't even get clear of all the Naziah stuff, and then boom, another story such as this hits social media, and it's like, here goes another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and it's crazy. Y'all drop some purple and pink hearts for justice for Naziah and also justice for these sisters. This is gonna be one for the books too, because it's always gonna be generational, turning a blind eye. The red flags that I just there. This is so heartbreaking. We got to do better. We do. Y'all make sure y'all drop pink and purple hearts for these babies, y'all. The world we live in. Salute everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, okay? Pray for
Miss Parker, the YouTube star, lighting up the screen, you know who you are, bringing news you can use and a laugh or two. She's got the facts, the fun, and the realest view, with a voice so smooth and a smile so bright. She's shining like a beacon in the darkest night. Deep dives on the stories that really matter. She's breaking it down, cutting through the chatter. Pop and stay a while, you'll feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone, with a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard, asking all the questions, never missing a word.